ang target talaga nito is to put a pressure on the employers, companies na nandito sa Canada na mag-hire ng domestic workers. Hello guys, Nardino TV again, and for today we are back again with another changes or policy changes dito sa Canada, right? Kung matatandaan nyo guys, last month, September, merong major changes regarding dun sa low wage, right? Sa temporary foreign workers or yung sa LMIA, last month yan. So ngayon, merong bagong changes in particular doon sa temporary foreign workers but on the high wage level naman. So yun ang ating i-discuss today guys, and medyo mabilis lang to kasi very straightforward naman yung ni-release na policy. So babasahin lang natin and let's comment about it. Okay? So alright. But before we start guys, ipapakita ko lang sa inyo yung changes na nangyari with regard dun sa low wage na diniscuss din natin dito guys. So check nyo na lang yung video natin na yon kung gusto nyong makita yung complete detail about dun sa changes regarding dun sa low wage temporary foreign workers or yung LMIA. Right? So ito yung changes for the low wage guys. So isa lang yung tingin ko talagang major na tumatak sa akin dyan is this one. Diba? Ang sabi dito, certain LMIA application for low wage positions in census metropolitan areas with an employment rate of 6% or higher won't be processed. So ang ibig sabihin guys, kung yung province, kung nasan kayo, let's say kung magre-renew kayo or pupunta kayo doon for TFW, pag yung province na yon is may unemployment rate na 6% o pataas, hindi kayo mabibigyan ng permit. Yun lang yun guys. And ayan, meron pang mga ibang mga changes. Lahat naman to guys na cover ko dun sa aking video. Panoorin nyo na lang dun. Okay? So let's jump to the changes a few days ago, right? So ito yung changes release last October 21. Okay? So ang title, ito po ay sa canada.ca. Alright? So, lahat po ng links, i-share ko doon sa description nito para meron kayong reference. Okay? So, ang sabi dito, Minister Boissonnault announces further temporary foreign worker program reforms to better protect the Canadian labor market and workers. Right? Canada's Temporary Foreign Worker TFW program is designed as an extraordinary measure to be used when a qualified Canadian is not able to fill a job vacancy. So yun naman talaga ever since ang purpose, 'di ba guys? Kaya nga siya temporary, meaning meron lang pinupunan pansamantala, right? Yan ang purpose ng TFW. So kapag ang employer hindi makahanap ng Canadian citizen at permanent resident na magpupuno doon sa pagkukulang ng kanyang workforce, eligible siya para kumuha ng TFW. Right? So yun talaga yun. But again, merong mga iba guys na naabuso to. And of course, pag may ganyan, Canada government needs to act para i-solve yan. At I think ito na yon. Ito na yung mga measures or mga changes na pinapatupad ng Canada para ma-solve yung mga issue na yan. And again, meron talagang driving factor na magbawas talaga sila ng mga immigrants dito for now, 'di ba? Kasi nga they want to fix the infrastructure like yung pabahay, yung sa pag-aaral, sa healthcare, 'di ba? At hindi magagawa 'yon, guys, pag sobra pa rin yung pumapasok dito sa Canada. Okay? And then, in recent months, the government of Canada has taken steps to strengthen the integrity of the TFW program, and on August 26, 2024, committed to completing further reviews over the following 90 days to ensure that the TFW program remains responsive to labor market needs while also helping to protect temporary foreign workers for fraud and abuse. Yan. Dahil nga na-abuse guys yung TFW, di ba? Yung sabi nga bentahan ng LMIA, right? Wala akong proof pero marami na ang nagsasabi niyan, even yung mga consultant, di ba? So I think ito na yung mga measures na ginagawa ni Canada para solusyonan yan. Okay? That is why today, Randy, Minister of Employment, Workforce Development, and Official Languages announced target reform to one of the TFW program streams effective November 8, 2024. Next month na po yan. The starting hourly wage for workers coming into Canada through the high wage stream will be increased to 20%, higher than the current level, which is the median wage in the applicable province or territory of work. This represents an increase to the existing threshold of between $5 and $8 per hour, depending on the province of territory of work. So, yun yung major na changes na mangyayari for the TFW on the high wage, right? So, kailangan itaas ng employer nyo yung sweldo nyo ng 20%. Yun lang yun, di ba? Para makapag-hire ang isang employer based on the median wage ng province on the high wage, di ba? Kailangan itaas ng 20%. Now, ano ba yung median wage, di ba? So ito yan guys. Yan. So based dito, median hourly wage by province or territory. So ito yan guys. Yung nasa rightmost, right? So depende guys sa province. So sa Alberta 29.5, sa British Columbia 28.85 and so on. So yan yung requirements para sa employer nyo, right? Tuloy natin. As a result, a great number of jobs are expected to be subject to the stricter rules of the low-wage stream, including additional employer requirements related to housing, transportation, and recruitment of work already in Canada. This reform is also designed to prioritize the hiring of domestic workers in keeping with the TFW program's goals, protecting Canada's economy and Canadian workers. As noted by Minister Boissonnault in a speech at the 21st Century Workforce Summit on October 17, 2024, Canadian employers have access to untapped pools of talent in Canada, including youth, among whom the unemployment rate is more than double than annual average. Similar circumstances also exist for the underrepresented groups, including indigenous person, women, and person with disabilities. So, yung changes na to guys, ang target talaga nito is to put a pressure on the employers, companies na nandito sa Canada na mag-hire ng domestic workers. Meaning, yung mga Canadian citizen and yung mga permanent resident. Right? Kumbaga, huling resort mo na or last resort mo na mag-hire ka ng TFW pag walang-wala ka na talagang makitang Canadian citizen or permanent resident na nandito sa Canada. Yun ang gustong gawin ng Canadian government. Alright? Minister Boissonnault also announced that starting on October 28, 2024, employers will no longer be able to use attestation from professional accountants or lawyers to prove their business legitimacy. He added that the TFW program will further build on existing information sharing agreements with provincial and territorial partners as well as existing employers' registries to enhance data sharing. This measure will help to ensure that only genuine and legitimate job offers are approved, helping prevent misuse of program and ensuring stronger worker protection. Okay? So, yan guys. Talagang, I think, talagang merong abuse na nangyayari in terms of the TFW or kung paano mag-hire yung mga employers na nandito sa Canada. Of course, at the end of the day, business yan guys, Pera pa rin ang usapan. Of course, kahit na sabihin nating magaling or whatever, pero kung ang budget ng isang company, hanggang dun lang, pang TFW lang, at meron naman silang opportunity na gawin yon, they will grab it, di ba? Kaya nga din, nagkakaroon ng mga measures or changes ng mga katulad nito because kumbaga dumating na sa radar nila na meron ngang mga abuse at mga hindi tamang gawain in terms of TFW, right? While the majority of employers use the TFW program as intended, the government of Canada is continuing to carefully monitor for misuse and fraud as well as for shifts in labor market condition. Further adjustments will be made if needed to help ensure that only compliant employers with demonstrate labor needs can access the TFW program. Ayan. So, in the future pa, I think may mga changes pa sila na gagawin. I don't know. Maybe in their system or kung paano mag-apply ang employers ng TFW to make sure na walang mangyayaring abuse sa system. Right? Ayan. At itong quote na to guys, basahin lang natin, no? Sabi dito, this change to temporary foreign worker program reinforces our commitment to protecting temporary foreign workers while prioritizing the Canadian workers available to join the labor force by raising the threshold for high-wage stream position. We are supporting wage growth for Canadians. Yan yung complete article guys regarding dito sa changes na to, right? So now guys, ang take ko dito guys, dalawa lang, alright? So number one, yung sinabi nga kanina doon sa quote, no, na ginagawa daw nila tong changes na to to protect yung TFW kasi nga, tinaas yung sweldo mo di ba? So kung TFW ka, that's a good thing, di ba? That's a positive thing kasi tinaas yung sweldo mo. So you will feel valued, di ba? Na binibigyan ka ng pansin ng Canadian government. But guys, on the other side, kailangan nyo ring tignan yung business side or yung employer side, yung mag-hire sa inyo, di ba? And remember, sa business guys, pera pa rin ang nagpapatakbo dyan right? And 20% increase of your salary is not easy, right? Ito, ko lang, personal kong experience sa Philippines, no? Meron ako isang company, 5 taon ako nagtrabaho doon. Okay? Na-promote ako, guys, and everything. Ang pinakamataas ko na percentage na nakuha, yung tinaas ko yung sweldo, yung tumaas yung sweldo ko, I think nasa 7%. Mataas na yun, guys, di ba? So, yun na yung pinakamataas na nakuha ko on the same company. But, dahil meron akong gustong ma-reach na sweldo, nagpalit-palit ako ng company or nag-jump ako. Siguro, tumagal ako ng 1 or 2 years, tapos jump ulit, di ba? Doon ko na-reach yung at least 30% increase ng salary. 30%, di ba? But on the same company, hindi ko alam guys, no? Kasi based lang naman yung sa experience ko. Mahirap kunin yun on the same company. Depende rin sa business. Kaya itong 20% na to, mabigat to para sa employer. Kailangan sobrang gustong-gusto ka ng employer para i-renew ka or talagang i-hire ka nila. And again, kailangan unique talaga yung skill set mo, no? Na talagang hindi nila mahanap dito sa mga Canadian citizen dito or yung mga PR dito para bigyan kanila ng permit. Ganon katindi yung changes na to. Kaya nga ang sabi, maraming maaapektuhan talaga nito. Maraming mawawalan ng work, di ba? And lastly guys, this is just my opinion and view sa mga nangyayari dito, no? Ang Canada, I think, masyadong mabait, no? Instead na paalisin ka na lang, di ba? Yung mga TFW, instead na sabihin na wala nang work para sa inyo because we are focusing on the Canadian citizen and PR resident dito. Instead na gawin nila yon, they are just changing the policies. Like, yan nga, di ba? Kumbaga, ikaw na mismo ang mapipilitan in the end na umalis. Parang ganon. Ganon lang yung take ko. Kasi yung sa mga changes na pinalabas nila, for this year, sobrang grabe guys. Matitindi. They started with the student visa and then PGWP. Pinahirapan nila yung side na yon or tinaas nila yung mga requirements. Ang sinunod naman nila is yung TFW on the low wage. Ngayon naman is yung sa TFW on the high wage. Diba? So, kung ikaw is temporary ka dito, saan ka pa pupunta? Diba? So, again, hindi po ako consultant. So, kung meron kayong mga questions kung paano gagawin or kung nasa situation kayo na hindi nyo na alam kung anong gagawin dahil wala na kayong ibang options, I think better talk to an immigration consultant. Right? Yan lang po yung pwede kong maipayo sa inyo. Right? If you want to stay or kung gusto nyo pa talagang magstay dito sa Canada with all of these changes. Right? Kasi nga, masasabi ko sa ngayon, mahirap. Naghihigpit talaga ang Canada. Okay? So, thank you again guys for watching and see you again on my next video. Peace.